just watched the debate, and you know what? I don't think anything changed. Bernie was his regular self, putting out the values that progressives really stand for and that most of Americans want. And Biden was there, kind of soft pedaling that. I was kind of surprised that Bernie did not hit Biden as hard as he could, and I was also surprised that Biden looked pretty solid. Biden didn't commit any gaffes at all. And in fact, I think he came across in a manner that if he becomes the nominee, will do just well against Donald Trump if he keeps the stamina that he showed today and if he kept the mostly steadfastness in the way he spoke. But as usual, I think Bernie Sanders had the values of Americans, and I wish Americans would really finally vote their values instead of voting their fears. That said, as usual, guess what happened? CNN thought they had to come to the rescue of Joe Biden when Sanders started to really hit him on Social Security. Bash tried to get him in a corner, and the answer he gave actually added some Bernie points to him. Check this out.
Were you on the floor time and time again, for whatever reason, talking about the need to cut Social Security and Medicare and Veterans programs?
No, I did not talk about the need to cut any of those programs.
Okay, all that I would say to the American people, go to YouTube. It's all over the place. Joe said it many, many times, and I'm surprised, you can defend that or change your mind on it, but you can't deny the reality.
So, Senator, because you brought up Social Security and you've been talking about it, I want to ask you about something that you wrote in 1996. You were a member of the House, and you wrote an op-ed that said, quote, "It is clear we will have to make incremental adjustments in Social Security taxes and benefits."
Yeah.
Why are your past comments any less relevant than
incremental adjustments? What I advocated, adjustments that I advocated and have advocated for years, is, among other things, increasing the cost of living assistance. No, you're not going to find me ever calling for cuts to Social Security. Right now, for example, we determine COLAs by looking at inflation for the general population rather than segregating the higher costs that seniors are paying for prescription drugs and for health care. That's what I was talking about. I have, in fact, when Joe and others were enamored with the so-called bold Simpson effort, which included cuts to Social Security or raising the retirement age, I formed, along with people like Barbara Boxer, the Defending Social Security caucus to say no. When 20% of our seniors are trying to get by on $13,000 a year or more, we are not going to cut Social Security.
Why did Dana Bash think she had to do that? Why did she have to come to the defense of Biden? Why didn't Biden say that so that Sanders could refute him right away? This is typical, but again, I think both of the guys did just well in the debate, and I don't think this is going to change much. All we can hope for is that in the subsequent votes, Americans decide to vote their values instead of voting their fears.